Hello everyone, Rituro here with another episode of Blue and White, my video review, video diary, let's play of Football Manager 2014, specifically with the Vancouver Whitecaps in Major League Soccer. When last we left off, the question was, would we be able to get a hold of Kléber, and would that mean the dumping of Andy O'Brien? And the answer is yes all around. Andy O'Brien no longer with the club. Kléber picked up 34-year-old Brazilian left back. He's a one-year rental, though he does have two clauses in his contract. If he plays 15 games, he gets another year, and I have the option of extending him for another year after that, which is pretty good for just under $2K a week, considering that I believe that was less than what Jordan Harvey was making when he was with the side. I will take that. Quick background on Kléber here. Came to New York in 2013, so that would have been last season, from Internacional, the first division. Santos, Basel, Hanover, and Corinthians, also clubs he has played with, put up decent numbers, including a $2 million loan and a $3 million transfer before going to New York on a free, and then picked up on free over here in Vancouver. So definitely his best days are behind him, though I think, very decent haul there. Very decent indeed. Yeah, Super League champions with Basel. Very nice indeed. So what this means for us is we have our left back situation at least answered for another year. Though, I mean, clock is ticking on whether or not we can get Sam Adekugbe up to snuff and whether or not Leveron will develop any more on the left side. He's looking more and more like a central defender than a left back, which is alright, I suppose. Can never have too many central defenders, but I would love a talented left back. So that's the personnel situation over here at Vancouver. Let's take a look and see how the match situation has been. As you can see, we are currently sitting in 6th place with 11 points, just outside the playoff places. Still anybody's season here, as we're only 9 matches in, not even a third of the way through the season yet. However, Portland is starting to build an early lead as they look to be one of the powerhouses in the West. Not a surprise there. I think the real surprise here is that LA is just tanking without, and San Jose is now in 4th, so a little bit of a role reversal there. But other than that, the places actually look fairly realistic. If you look out east, Chicago, SKC, Philly, DC, New York, Montreal, Houston, Toronto, Columbus, New England. That's about right. That's about right. I mean, right now, New England is killing it in the East, though we are on the World Cup break, so you never know. Break comes back, who knows where they could be. But I know where we were, and that was playing matches, and the last we checked out was a 0-0 draw against Colorado. Following that, times have not been good. The unbeaten streak in the league is well and truly over. A 2-1 loss at home to Seattle, a 1-0 draw against FC Dallas, and a 3-1 loss away to RSL have not been the best of results here. Let's start with the Seattle match here. At BC Place, Mosqueda scores, but is then injured in the 65th minute. Brad Evans then with the brace in the 72nd and 83rd minute to win it for Seattle. Stefan Fry, great game and goal for him, which is unfortunate, because I don't want their keeper having a good game. The first goal here from Mosqueda off the throw-in. Ball eventually falls to Miller, who lumps it forward. Fry picks up at the edge of the area. Opts to throw it out wide to Jackson. Or FC Dallas and Toronto man. Gets it forward to Cooper, but Chris Schuler is there to intercept. Good pass out wide to find Mosqueda. Mosqueda inside to Holt. Forward to Maddox. Maddox goes out wide to Mosqueda, who on the first time volley off the post and in. What a goal from Mosqueda. Caught half asleep for Seattle. However, 'twas not to be in the second half, 72nd minute here, off the restart. Alonso finds Kenny Cooper. Clinton Dempsey, the shot is actually deflected out wide after the initial save, and Evans is all alone to pot it into the empty net. Bit of a defensive miscommunication there. And then on the free kick, Jackson near post to Evans, who nods it in, and that indeed was the winner. Poor defensive collapses there on both goals. Not good at all. And then was the 1-1 draw at home against FC Dallas. At least we got a point. Would have wanted more. The worst part, though, is we had to come from behind with Bradley Wright Phillips getting the opening goal here in the 50th minute before Vancouver equalized through Kakuta Mane. Bendick was in net for this one. Let's try to keep the keeper rotation somewhat fresh. Can't really pin the loss on Bendik necessarily. I will say I am a little bit concerned that our goal scoring appears to have dried up. Great ball over the top for Wright Phillips. Beats the defenders, beats the keeper. Scoring his first ever goal for FC Dallas in the process. Thankfully, the Caps would equalize. Kléber off the throw-in out to Holt. Back to Kléber to O'Connor. Holt inside to Kofi. Wright Phillips does manage to get the intercepted ball out wide to Mansali. But Lewis is there to get a foot in. Holt finds Mane, and Mane chips the keeper into the back of the net. Yes, Jermaine Taylor does wear the goat horns for that one. And thankfully for that, it remains 1-1, which brings us to this shellacking in RSL. Maddox sent off in the 49th minute for a second yellow card, which he received for diving. Horrible, horrible way to go off. And it really, I mean, we're already down 2-0 at that point. We did manage to fight back and get a 2-1 goal from Kakuta Mane, but Kyle Beckerman sealed the game in the 80th minute. Not a good day at the office, really, for anybody, though that's hardly surprising. RSL is always a tough team in both the real world and in the digital world. And we're going to see examples of that right here. The opening goal here, Ramondo to White, to Tony Beltran on the right side. Kyle Beckerman, Ned Grabavoy, Beckerman, Ayoze, Beckerman, Ja Plata, Beltran, Plata. Has two defenders on him, still finds Grabavoy in the middle. Back to Beckerman, Todd Donovan, Grabavoy, Beckerman, Beltran, Plata. There's the cross. Findlay all alone skins both defenders, Demerit and Schuler. Very poor marking from the both of them there. I mean, 27-9 of the shots for RSL, and when they're getting up shots like this, you know bad things are going to happen. Off the post, Ayoze heads it in off the corner. In the 24th minute, already 2-0. Thankfully, Mosqueda off the corner of his own. The ball falls to Mane, who just pounds it into the back of the net with authority. And then, not 6 minutes later, it's all gone south. Ayoze recovering the Vancouver throw-in to Balchin, to Beckerman, to Grabavoy, back to Ayoze. Gets it over to Chris Wingert, inside to Grabavoy, finds Beckerman, who just thumps it. A beautiful shot from distance past the outstretched arms of Milan Borjan. And that is how the match ended. So we're not on the best run of form right now, which brings us to our featured match for today, Portland in Providence Park, then known as Geldwin Field, in an away match. Now, I am somewhat unsure of how to play this, to be honest. I kind of want to go 5-4-1. In fact, I think I will. I think we're going to go 5-4-1 for this. I can't see us getting anything out of this if we try to be aggressive. So, with that in mind, Leverone goes into the center as the ball-playing defender. There we are. Kléber out left. Beitashour out right. Let's get... let's put Salgado up front. Let's see. D-mids. Let's put... Rico's actually looking a little bit tired here, and understandably so. We're all getting beat up by this double week after double week. And where's Bryce Alderson? Alderson. On the right, we will put Tiernan. Actually, we'll put Tybert outright. He needs some time in there. If anything, if he's stuck for a half, that's still fine. And Brian Gall, this is what you were brought in for. Go on that left-hand side. And in the center, we will put Jay Demerit and Chris Schuler. On the bench, Franco Lewis, Sam Adekugbe, Nigel Rio-Coker. Actually, put Felabob in there as well, and Rio-Coker. And then we need some options in case we try to take the game to them. So we'll put Hart. Actually, no, we're going to stay compact here. I will put Kenny Miller in to go up top. Salgado wears them down. All right. Let's proceed to the match. Oh, this is going to be nasty. It will be tough without Maddox, but not impossible. I think we can agree on that point. Keep an eye on Nagby. Close down Urruti. Close down Valeri. Alright. Calm, guys. We need to break out of this run. I have faith in you guys to park the bus and get one on the break. And we're away. Vancouver in the blue. Portland in the green and white. Pretty compact opening here. Good. Oh dear. As soon as I say that, we hit the 1 minute mark and it's already a Portland highlight. Not a good start. However, Urruti shot, or Sperduti, I'm sorry, is wide. Sperduti and Urruti, that's going to cause me no end of grief. Call to Kléber, to Kofi, to Gall. Looking over the top for Salgado, can't find him, but Kofi does with the header. Gall actually moves it on the left side and gets a shot on Ricketts. Not a bad shot, actually, and they count that as a clear-cut chance. Well, that's alright. Wallace with the cross. Plenty of blue shirts in the box to head that away, and Tybert knocks it downfield. But Garce is there. Wallace to Valeri. Valeri to Ryan Johnson. Back to Valeri. Nice little touch out wide to Wallace. Valeri inside looking for Will Johnson. Foot in by Kofi. And Tybert will hold and then look downfield, finding only Pa Moduka. Valeri. Johnson. Valeri. Ryan Johnson. Wallace crossed in. Far post Sperduti. Side netting only. Well, if nothing else, you can say we've at least taken the game to them. Borjan frustrating their attacks. Yeah, Tybert will come off at the half for sure. Garcia to Valeri. Nagby. Ryan Johnson. Comes inside, but Borjan is there to grab it. That long ball only follows Garce. Valeri. Will Johnson. Sperduti. Valeri. Nagby. From distance, nothing doing. I'm going to try shorter passing here. Need a little bit better link play. Borjan goes high, finds Tybert, but Valeri's there first. Beitasher heads the ball back. But it is still Portland in possession. Nagby. Will Johnson. Diego Valeri finds Sperduti. Oh, it's just a hand to it by Borjan. Just enough to push it out for a throw. And it is still Portland with the pressure here. Wallace to Sperduti. Back to Wallace. Valeri. Inside for PA. His weak shot is saved by Borjan. Ugh. So many Portland chances, but Salgado has it now. And Vancouver are on the counter. Salgado holds and waits and finds Brian Gall. Gall inside to Kofi. To Alderson, who heads to Salgado. Out wide for Tybert. From distance. Oh, Ricketts had to tip it over. Tybert actually had a good chance from distance. This is Tybert now at the corner. Into the area. Ricketts will grab the ball. Nothing further from that. Urruti. Just inside the area to Will Johnson. Sperduti. High and wide. Nothing there. Oh, Ryan Johnson is injured. Well, that helps us. Diego Charal is brought on instead. Kléber. Free kick. Doesn't find anybody other than Sperduti. Nagby. Will Johnson. Diego Chara. Sperduti. Valeri wide. Shots are 13-2. Only 4 shots on target. Garce. Will Johnson. Darlington Nagby. Valeri. Off the bar, and Urruti finishes! Maximiliano Urruti buries the rebound after the shot by Valeri initially. First time, hits the bar. Baruti there to clean it up. No good reaction there. Demerit a little bit slow to mark the ball. And right at halftime, it is 1-0 Portland. Come on, boys. They are fired up. Alright, Tybert can come out for Hart. And Salgado can come out for Miller. And we are going to flip to a counterattacking mentality. Yellow for Alderson for tripping up Baruti. Not so good. Oh, Will Johnson gets a warning there. It is Sperduti. Fortunately, his shot is blocked by Chris Schuler. Garce to Johnson. He chips the ball into the air, but Schuler gets ahead to it. Will Johnson back to Diego Chara, but Borjan is there. Cleared. But not for long. Demerit heads that clear, but only as far as Diego Chara. Valeri. Wide. Oof. Only 2 shots. 2 shots on target. Thank goodness. Everything's on target at least. Charnon Hart gets there and flicks it on, but there's nobody to flick it on to. Unfortunate. Some fine passing play here from Portland, but unfortunately they cannot break through the wall of Vancouver defenders. Demerit heads that ball clean. Lee away. Kofi with a foot in on Will Johnson, and this is Vancouver on the counter now. Miller waits for help. Decides to take it himself. Plays it in for Tiernan Hart. Hart saved by Ricketts. Another good chance there for Vancouver. As Hart now 1-on-2. Finds Beta, crosses. Headed away by PA. Right outside the area with that free kick as Will Johnson hits the wall. Many shots into the wall. Palmaduka now. And that is removed by Vancouver. Okay, gotta think, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Do I go hammerhead maybe? Okay, I don't have the bodies to go 4-2-3-1. That was a fine save by Borjan. I have to bring off a defender. Gall actually does well to win the ball on the left-hand side. Gets it to Kofi. Back to Gall. Gall steps inside. Across the area. Miller! Kenny Miller! He has equalized! Oh my goodness. We could escape this with a point. Bullen takes field to replace Valeri. Let's bring on a fresher horse. Let's bring on Nigel Rio Coker on the right side. I have faith in you. Get out there. Get out there, Nige. Come on. Let's just see this game out. Borjan now. Leverone gives it away, but Schuler does well to block that pass out. Kofi lumps it forward. Only as far as Rodney Wallace. Ka. To Will Johnson. Chara. Will Johnson. Finds Al-Hassan. Khalifa Al-Hassan! But a good foot in there from Kléber to deny him a goal-scoring opportunity. Will Johnson off the corner now, headed away. And again, Rio Coker and Kofi using their heads to get that ball clear. Nagby, only as far as Jay Demerit, who plinks it forward to Kenny Miller, who is offside. Garce. Will Johnson. Baruti, closed down. Garce, distance wide. That is Portland's 26th shot. 13 off target, 6 blocked. That's how you defend. Rodney Wallace, Kofi. Wallace keeps it in. Khalifa Al-Hassan to Will Johnson, wide. And we've done well to force them to shoot wide. The only goal they got was off a rebound. And it looks like with only 2 minutes of stoppage time left, we might, oh, better not jinx it, might be able to escape with a draw. Leveron to Demerit to Hart. Tiernan Hart now with possession. Tries to go wide for Gall, and that is a good switch. Miller just unable to get there ahead of Ka. Vancouver almost started something there. Bullen. Alassane, Khalif Alassane wide. We are through the first minute of stoppage time. Borjan takes his time over this kick. He knows he has no reason to wait. Hart to Wallace. PA. Nagby. Chara. Rio Coker as well to head that to Tiernan Hart. Hart back to Rio Coker. To Demerit. To Alderson. Vancouver just holding possession here. Looking to see the clock out. Gall. Kofi. Alderson goes over top looking for Miller. Nothing doing. Schuler fouls Ruti. Not a bad foul to take. Some time off the clock. Lead them in the center of the park. Important to take it quickly though. And that's the whistle. Vancouver have achieved a draw. That was good job, everyone, to hold our form. And a good point for us. Moves us tied with Colorado, though they have... How have they... Oh, of course, we've played so many more. With all our midweek matches, of course, we played more games than everyone else. So we will need to make up some points here. With those games in hand, if we want to stay in the playoff hunt. But I am happy we got a point in Portland. Always a tough thing to do. And considering we have the Canadian Championship up next, the midweek match woes will continue. That's going to be it for this episode of Blue and White. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you've seen, be sure to leave me a message on Twitch chat if you've been watching this on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment. I appreciate all your feedback. My name is Rituro. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.